Hi everyone, it's Maris from Maris Art. Today I'm going to show you some of my journals and art books, I suppose you'd call them. And what I want to show you is give you some ideas of how you can do your front covers in different ways. So I'll just move some of these so I can show you some. Got quite a lot here. So the first one that I did, well, it's not the first one I did, but it's the first one I've sort of picked up. This is made from the paper itself. So it's a paper pack. Can't remember what it's called. It's a graphic 45 one. So what I've done here on this beautiful frame, I've actually hot embossed it. So it's got this sort of bubbly gold beautiful look on it. Then I've fussy cut some of the flowers out, and see around the edge I've gone around them with black because that makes them pop out. Then the spine, the front I covered in one paper, and inside there's probably another paper. And the spine I've gone around it here and around the back. So the spine I've covered up with another paper. And on the back there's another beautiful picture from with another embossed picture frame. This back thing, because you want to be able to lie your book flat, and with these 3D flowers, they stick out, you can't actually lie it flat. Might just put the light on, forgot that. Oh, there we go. And so I've made this. It's held on with magnets and it comes out, it slides down the spine there because there's a gap, and it's got little magnets on it. Woo, they're really strong, so that you can take that off when you're looking at the book. You could actually use it for a bookmark as well if you didn't want it, but you might squash it. So that's one way of doing it. This is another Christmas book. And what I've done here is I've used a stencil with silver paint on the paper. This is a Kaiser craft paper. And then this great big snowflake. I've put this beautiful sort of silver netting behind it. And this, you can't really see the silver, it glitters. And then down here, because I've done the spine in a fabric, and that fabric is all glittery as well. So to cover up the join, I've put this beautiful silver braid. Then these little snowflakes, I covered them with lots and lots and lots of glue and then dipped them into glitter. And then the back, there's another paper, and you can see where I've covered up that join with the fabric. This one hasn't got a tie. It's got another paper inside with a beautiful, so I'll do a video on that book. I haven't done that one yet. So this one was an Oriental book. This is actually fabric, and I wanted this to be quite plain, but you see that beautiful silvery glow on it. This was actually silver and white paper, and what I did was with one of Tim Holt's little tiny stamp pads in red, I just rubbed it all over and then wiped it off, and the silver shows through. There's a little trick for you. And it's got a nice little bead of diamante sort of red things down there to cover up the join again. Down the back, this piece of fabric and some more of those little red diamantes. So I wanted that one to be quite plain. Then we've got this one. This is a graphic 45 paper again, and this one I actually made an envelope. There is a video of this, a flip through of this book, but this is just showing you different covers. So it's actually an envelope like that. And then this side of it here opens up, and there's a little book inside there. And then this has got a tie, and what I did with the tie, because it's got a little flap here, and I actually put it down in between two lots of paper and glued it really well. So if you're putting a tie on, you need to glue it really, really well, because it's got to take the strength for tying the book closed. This one here is one of the first books that I made. This here is just tissue paper. So you glue the whole book, you scrunch up your tissue paper and you put it down on it, and don't flatten it down too much. If you want to make it, see how these are quite big creases in it. So what I did was I went like that with my fingers and creased it a bit more, because once you put it on the glue, it tends to flatten out. This is a little knob closure on it. So this elastic here goes in under the paper, and it's, get it undone. It's just a bit of ordinary black elastic. It's right under here, and it goes to about there, and it's glued, and it's got sticky tape on it, and it's got all sorts of things to hold it in place. If you do it, no, you can't do it. I was going to say if you do it before you do your cover, you could staple it, but you can't. It's got that lovely dingle dangle on the back of it. This is just through a hole in the back of the book. If you want to put an eyelet in it, then do it before you put your signatures in. And then the back of it's got this lovely raised butterfly, a little fan that's raised up as well. And this here is off a bracelet. And there's one on the front as well off a bracelet. And then a few feathers, a black rose, and then I put some gold on these leaves here. So that's another way of doing it with tissue paper. This one here, again, it's tissue paper scrunched up with painted purple, and then with silver dabbed all over it with a sponge. Again, I've put silver on this little frame. Up here there's a little crown, and down here there's a little metal bow that I've painted with the purple paint as well. And then just a little fairy charm. This little gorgeous little, oops, you can see him, dragonfly sits over the edge of the book. There's another one somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Then this has got a dingle dangle on it. What I did with this one, I sewed the signatures in with some ribbon, so it looks really pretty on this side. So there's only 3 signatures in this. There's the dingle dangle, and then on the back got a wooden butterfly, because the paper in this book is this turquoise and purple together. This is a 3D beaded thing, this beautiful little heart, and again a charm, and some butterflies cut out from the paper and just stuck on, and a little bit of bling there. This one's got a big bow tie. It's wired ribbon. You can get it undone. So what I did was I just pleated the ribbon a little bit, stuck it so it's not as wide as the ribbon. It's pleated under here, and it's stuck on with lots and lots and lots of glue underneath this purple paper, and also sticky tape across it, just to make sure that it wasn't going to come out. The next one is another one that again is the tissue paper, so you can see you can do different things with it. This one painted green and then went over it with gold with a sponge. This is just a cutout from a card. So I cut out the mushrooms, put them on that 3D tape, then cut out the little fairy and put it on 3D tape sitting on it. Again, it's got a dingle dangle and the ribbons show. On the back's just got some metal bits on it. I wanted this to show up. I put this on and it really didn't show up against the green, so I put this orange paint behind it to just show it up. Little metal butterfly and some metal bits steampunky stuff. So the next one is one that I've done with rust paints. Whoa, look at that. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's got a black knob on it. You can see I've done all the... This is a Hessian serviette, not serviette. Can't remember the name of it. The round things, doilies, that's it. Which I've done with some orange paint and then some gold paint, just with a sponge. Got a little bit of bling. Here you can see where I've put the rust on it. And also I rusted this and this bit that's coming out here. Put some of the coppery colour on those things. And here this is a wooden, like a honeycomb, and you can see where I've put the rust paste on it. And then I found these Hessian flowers, which I thought went really well. So I sprayed those with this sort of purpley colour and then put the gold paint on it. That little spring thing there is the stalk from the flower, and what you do is you just wind it around a paintbrush and it makes this little spring thing. On the back it's got Hessian, which I frayed, and then this glittery ribbon on it, and this beautiful, I don't know what you call it, it looks like a compass or something on it that I've rusted in. And then the back here's got one of those flowers, another lady in a rusted frame, dragonfly, another lady in a rusted frame, and then a rusted cog on the edge of it. I love those rust paste. And again, it's got the fastening in between the cover and the paper, and again that goes right the way down. It's glued and glued and glued, and then sticky tape over it as well. So the next one is this massive one. This is my Jane journal, and what I did was I covered it. It's this wide, the lace. Oops, get it in focus for you. It's this wide, so there's one piece of lace there, another one there going round the back. It meets in the middle, and another one here, another one there. And then I've put ribbon on it and a beautiful image from Pinterest. Again, this back piece here, because it's so massive, it comes off, so it's got ribbon underneath it, and it's got these beautiful antique flowers on it, and that just comes off, and it's held on with magnets. And the tie, again, what I did was, because this is so big and it's actually got to hold, got to really hold the pages together, what I did was I glued it, but I also stapled it. So this flower here is hiding the staples, and this little round thing here is hiding the staples. And then last but not least, we've got this big one. This is a massive book, and what I did here, I put some paper on, which actually looks like the corrugation, like the cardboard. So this is just corrugated cardboard that I ripped, I think it was a pizza box, and I ripped the top layer of it off and just did it with some paint, and then some gold paint dabbed on it. A few little cogs. This little sword I got online, and it was very silver, so I've covered it with gold wax. And this lovely little knob for the closure is a little fox. And down here is more of the cardboard with some keys and cogs on it. On the back, because this is an Oriental book, this is actually taken off a fan. It was a plastic fan, horrible, with glittery look on it. But I looked at these and went, oh, I can use those. So inside the book I've cut it off here, and I've used these as like little things that move and open. There is a video of this on my YouTube site, which is Maris Art. So here we've got some of that paper with little gold dots on it, and a pocket with, these are Japanese fox goddesses. So when she looks in the water, there's a fox there. Some foxes on the back. So you can put a pocket on your cover. Gives you extra space. And he's raised up on that 3D tape and a bit more of the... So I hope that gave you some ideas. I've got a lot more, but I thought that was enough. Bye.